All right. Hey there, guys. My name's Wes. Good afternoon. Today we are going to be working on a pretty simple project in Scratch. To get started, you're going to need an account to save whatever you make. If you don't already have one, there's a couple ways you can make one. You can either follow a link that I'll post along with this video that will take you to a page where you can join my online classroom so you can share whatever we make in there. Or you can just go to Scratch.mit.edu and sign up that way. But either way, make sure you have parental permission, and let's avoid using our real names or our full names. All right. Anyway, after you've got an account, you'll click Create. That'll be up here in the top left-hand corner of your screen, and you'll get taken to a page that looks very similar to this, except you won't have a background like this. You'll just have a little orange cat named Scratch. You're going to want to go down, click on the little blue garbage can next to his head, and you're going to start with this ball sprite. I set the size down to 40 just so it was a little bit smaller. Even if you want to go smaller than that, that's fine too. So it was more manageable. We could make it through some of these tunnels we're going to be making. I'm going to start out, we'll just make a pretty simple script, and I'll show you the backdrops I've made for our maze, and then you can make some yourself. There's a ton of different ways you can make mazes. You can make them each level as a sprite, and then you're moving around the sprite. Tons and tons of ways. This is a pretty simple, pretty basic one. You're just going to go to backdrops. I'm going to paint a new backdrop just so I can show you what I've done here. I'm going to, so you'll pick the color you want your background and your backdrop to be. Click the rectangle tool, drag it out, throw it in there in the center. Then you're going to need 3 more colors, one for the walls of your maze, one for your start of each level, and the finish line. To draw, you're going to want to make sure those are all pretty different, distinct colors. Oops. And if this is highlighted blue, this rectangle, you're changing that. So I'm going to click off of it, and let's pick a new color for my walls. I'm thinking blue. Yeah, so you can just drag some rectangles, make your maze. If you don't quite like the way you've placed something, you can click this move tool up here, rearrange them a bit. But you're going to, once you've made your level, you're going to do 2 things. First, going to make a new rectangle, again a different color. I want it to go, so see how it's up here in the corner, it's going over top of my blue wall. I want it to go in the underneath it, so you can either just keep clicking this back. Sometimes that takes a while though, so you can just click go to back and then forward 1, so it'll just be in the layer in front of your red background. Once you've done that, you're going to need your finish line. So you'll click, oops, I'm going to change that one. So I'm going to draw a rectangle over here. It's okay if you go outside of the lines a little bit there. And I'm going to change it green. So what you're going to do, you can make a few different levels if you'd like I've done here. The one thing I'm going to recommend though is you always make, you have to, the way we're doing it, you'll have to do this in order for it to work. But each level, so this is my level 1, I'm starting here, going through the maze, and when I get to this red block here, I'm finished, and we go to level 2. Notice how the start block, or the start square, is right where the end square was before. That's because we're going to make this, our sprite, follow our mouse. And so if our mouse is right here, because we just got to the finish line, and then our new start line is over here, we're going to be touching the wall, and it'll be an automatic game over. So anyway, pause the video, take your time, make your backdrops. as many as you'd like. I made a you win game over screen just by, again, drawing a rectangle and then using this text block. If you're wanting to know how I did this kind of drop shadow there, I just typed you win, and then I copy pasted it and changed the color there, moved it backwards a layer, just like that. See? But anyway, once you've made all your backdrops, go click backdrop level 1, then we'll go back over to our ball. See, I started with a penguin at first. The ball's a good one because it's a nice round shape, so you don't have any hallways that are different sizes. Anyway, so the first thing we're going to do is go events, oops, that's the yellow circle, grab a when green flag clicked, then our sprite here, so I've set mine to size 40. You're going to want to drag it to where you want it to start. So I want my sprite to start right there at the finish line. Then you'll go to motion and grab this go to X and Y block right there, snap it right underneath, and then we'll go to looks and we'll go switch backdrop to level 1. So whichever background you want to be your first level, you'll want it to start there when you click the green flag. And then we're going to do something over here. So you'll see I've made 3 of my own variables. One is a time, then I have X state and Y state. So you're going to go click make variable, type in X state, oops, X state and Y state for all sprites, click OK. And then you'll uncheck those so you're hiding them. Then we're going to go grab 2 of these blocks here that say set my variable to 0. Change your 1 to X state, 1 to Y state. And then I'm going to go motion, back up here at the top, this blue one, scroll down, grab these X position, Y position bubbles, put the X position in the X state, Y position in the Y state. The reason we're going to do this is so that every time we bump into the wall, it's going to make us start over. Okay, that's going to be the kind of challenge of this this game. And we're going to, every time we get to a new level, we're going to change the X state and Y state to our new position when we touch our red square here. That way, when we're on level 2, we're not starting back over in this same spot. We're going to start where the new starting space is. But anyway, then we're going to go to control, grab a forever loop block and an if-then block, put the if-then inside of forever. Then we'll go to sensing, grab this touching color, the first one that's not color touching is touching, but touching color. We'll click on the color, grab the eyedropper, and you're going to select the color that you want your finish line to be, the finish line block that you've made. And we'll go over to looks, grab next backdrop, and variables. So this is, like I explained before, we're going to grab set my variable, grab 2 of those, change 1 to X state, 1 to Y state, and then we'll go back to motion again. If you want, you can also just right click and duplicate and then drag and drop those in, or you can just go back here and there you go, X position and Y position. So once our sprite touches that red square there, it's going to go to the next background, set X state to our new X position and our Y state to a new Y position. All right, so next thing we're going to do, go back to events, grab when this sprite clicks. So we're going to make our sprite actually move now. We're going to go grab a repeat until loop, put that right there. And then we are going to go to sensing, grab another touching color block, put that inside the repeat until blank right there. Go back to the eyedropper after you click on the color there, and then click on the color of your walls. All right, so now if we click on our sprite, it's going to repeat this loop until we touch the wall. Okay, so we're going to go to motion, grab this, it says go to random position. You can click on random position, change it to mouse pointer, put that right in the middle. So now when this sprite is clicked, until it touches this wall, it's going to follow our mouse pointer. Once we touch the wall, it stops. And we can't really restart it because it's touching the wall. Every time we click on it, it's still touching the wall and stops the script. So we'll grab this go to X and Y block from before, this one right here, drag it over underneath there, and we're going to go to our variables, this orange circle near the bottom, our X and Y state blocks, or bubbles. Going to put X state in the X value, Y state in the Y value. Make sure X is X and Y is Y, same as over here. X is X, Y is Y. You get them mixed up, you're going to end up somewhere way different. So there we go. If I bump into the wall, I go back there, I click it again, there we go. I go all the way through the maze without touching the walls. I get to the red, and then here we go. I'm at the next level, and if I bump into the wall, I go back to where I was when I started. Okay? Almost done. I mean, actually, your game is done at this point, but there's no way to keep score. So what we're going to do is add one last script. We'll go to events. We're going to grab when green flag clicked. Put it right there off by itself. Variables, we are going to want the hide variable block. Change my variable to time, and set my variable, set time to 0. So when the green flag is clicked, we restart the score and hide it, and it sets the time to 0. Then we'll go to control, grab a forever loop, and a repeat until loop, put that inside. Then we'll grab wait 1 second, variables, change my variable by 1, change my variable to time. So now forever it's going to change every second. Our time will go up by 1. Then at the end we'll show the timer. In order to display the timer, we'll go to looks. Oh, excuse me. Going to go to operators, and we're going to grab this white circle equals white circle. Grab that, put it inside the repeat until, right in that blank there, and go to sensing. So this, I don't know if we've used this block yet, but it says backdrop number of stage. So we're going to drag that into our circle there, and you can go by backdrop number. So what that's going to mean is if you go to your backdrop costumes, this is in the corner here, whatever number is in that top left corner there, that's your backdrop number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we get to the you win screen, if you change your backdrop number to 5, it'll stop. But instead, you'd have to, in the circle there, type 5. What I'm going to do, though, just in case I end up adding more levels or moving things around a little bit, I'm going to go to backdrop name. So backdrop name of stage equals you win. Make sure it's spelt the same. I'm not sure if capitals matter, but just make sure it looks the same as whatever you've typed in there. Back to my code. So it's going to count, the timer is going to go up by 1 second as soon as we click this green flag until we get to the you win screen. And then we're going to do one last thing, and that is show my variable being time. So now it's going to, when the green flag's clicked, it's going to hide the time, set it to 0. Then it is going to forever repeat, waiting 1 second and changing the timer by 1, and then when we get to the you win screen, this stops and it shows our variable. So let's try it out. Okay, hope I didn't make this too hard and it doesn't take me too long. Going through my maze. Oops. All right. Going through. All right, level 2. Oh, my audio recording is showing up right in the top corner where I need to go. Uh-oh. See, and then that's a good thing to test out, because I would need to go into my backdrop. See, I don't know if you guys can tell here, but where I went to the next level, the new level, I'm touching the corner. So every time I click, I go back to my X and Y state, which is set overlapping this new side. But anyway, the last thing I was going to show you, I'd have to go in and fix that, but on our you win screen, there you go, it shows the timer. It's gonna default to up here in the top corner, but if you want to click it, drag it, you can set it down there, and when you complete your maze successfully, you'll get this screen and you can try again. You can add as many levels as you want just by making the backdrops. You can add variables so that if you make it to a certain point, maybe your sprite gets smaller or bigger. There's all kinds of things you guys can do. But once you're done, you're going to want to go make sure in the top corner here you've saved your project, give it a name, and share it. After you share it, you'll be taken to this page here. You can type in the instructions for your game. So click the sprite to start. Oops, that's not the word I wanted. Click the sprite to start, and don't touch the walls. Okay. After you've done everything you want to do, you can go ahead and click Add to Studio. I will add a studio named Maze. You can add that if you're in my online classroom. If not, and you'd still like to share it, just click Copy Link right there, and you can share, get a pastable link that you can share all kinds of places. Let me know what you guys thought or think. I know I went a little bit quicker in this video than I normally do, but I was just trying to get you guys in and out nice and quick, nice and easy. And I would love to see what kind of mazes you guys make. There's all kinds of different ones. You could try having dead ends so people are taking longer. You could have different paths. So if you're starting from here, you can go to a green block here that'll take you to a different level than if you go to the red block here. Maybe it's kind of a, you're going back and forth type thing. You're looking for a key to get through a door. There's all kinds of stuff you guys can do, and I would love to see what you guys make. So, but we're done for now, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye now.